Pete, thank you very much for joining us. Hope all's well in South Africa at the moment, or as well as can be.
Yeah, no, it's good. Like you said, as good as it can be. It's nice and hot here at least, so enjoying the summer while it's still here.
Great, and congratulations on your great news that you'll be representing Warwickshire this season. We're all really excited at Vitae Sports.
And like I said, very excited. It's been an ambition of mine to play county cricket for a while now, and yeah, to get a chance at a county like Warwickshire, it's like I say, very exciting.
Wonderful, wonderful. Pete, just for the Vitae Sports channel, and obviously for Warwickshire fans as well, just tell us a bit about Pieter Malan, how it started, and how you've got to where you are now.
Yes, I mean, I actually started playing cricket at not from quite an early age, probably from about 10 or 11, started playing. And yeah, just took to it. As kids, we played all the different sports: rugby, cricket, tennis, athletics. And cricket was just the one that I seemed to be a bit better at than the rest. And yeah, it took off from there, started playing professionally after school. And yeah, cricket's taken me on quite a winding journey. It's very high highs and very low lows, but yeah, sticking at it. And this is obviously quite a big high in my career so far.
Excellent, excellent. And you come from like I say, very rich cricketing family with Janneman and Andre as well. So how was the sort of competitiveness there growing up? And you're the big brother, so how's that gone?
Yeah, and I mean, we always used to play in the backyard. Myself and Andre is very excited. Janneman's quite a bit younger than us. I think he's 5 years younger than Andre. So when we heard he was coming, we were just glad that there's going to be a fielder around to field the balls while Andre was bowling and I was batting. It actually turned out he played for South Africa first, so he beat me in that race. But yeah, no, always very competitive, but also really wanting the other brothers to do as well as they possibly can.
Great. And who'd win backyard cricket now out of the three of you?
That's a tough call. It depends. Like I say, myself and Andre are maybe a bit more. Andre is a more complete all-rounder. I can do a little bit of everything. Janneman is a bit more the specialist batsman. So yeah, it depends. It could be anyone on the day.
Well answered, and it's hopefully averted a family argument there.
Yeah, at the next try, I don't want any question.
Pete, you've been over to England before. You played club cricket in England, so just tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, so I played 6 years club cricket in England, mostly around the Lancashire area. Yeah. In the Lancashire League, I was with Ramsbottom for 2 years, which was fantastic. First year I was at Barrow. Played with Liam Livingston when he was still, I think he was 16 back then. And something I remember from then is he was a little bit ahead of his time in the way he was batting. In the nets, he used to paddle and he used to hit people all over the show when they chuck him out the net and say, if you don't bat properly, you're not going to bat in the nets. I think that's turned out quite well for him, the way he's going about his work these days. Yeah, and then I played 2 seasons in Northern Ireland as well, just outside of Belfast, which I really enjoyed. So no, I've had very good experiences in the UK so far, and hopefully this next chapter is going to be a good one as well.
Yeah, and you think that'll help. You've had those experiences on the northern wicket, shall we say? Hopefully that'll be a benefit to you when you play for Warwickshire.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, in the one summer I was in the Lancashire League, it was probably one of the wettest summers on record, and the ground completely flooded. And I'd never played on wickets like that in South Africa, so that was definitely a good experience, and hopefully that comes in handy.
Yeah, excellent. And just in terms of your career in South Africa, Pete, you obviously played a test last year against England, did fantastic on debut, 84. How was that, and how did that feel?
I mean, it was obviously fantastic getting to represent my country. It's an opportunity that I thought might have gone past me at some stage, but luckily I did get the opportunity, and it was a fantastic series to play in. We still had crowds back then. Yeah. Which feels so long ago now. Yeah, my debut at Newlands, there was more English people than South Africans in the crowd. So it felt like playing an away game. But yeah, it was a fantastic experience, and obviously a high quality side, high quality bowling lineup to have faced. So yeah, great memories.
Excellent, excellent. And what are you most looking forward to when you come to England, Pete?
Just experiencing the county setup. Like I said, I've been watching it from a distance for a while now, and yeah, just competing. Obviously, the standard looks really high. There's a lot of high quality cricketers around, and sort of testing myself against that quality to see how I stack up. So I really enjoy that. And then also in terms of the Warwickshire team, it sounds like a team that's got higher ambitions and plans in place to win some trophies in the years to come. And yeah, I'd really like to be a part of that.
Excellent. And what can Warwickshire fans expect from Pieter Malan?
Hard work. Like I said, the results might not always be there the way I want them to be, but the hard work and the effort, that's something I pride myself on, and something I bring every day.
Excellent, yeah. And Pete, I mean, you've got quite an amazing cricket CV, really. Your batting averages are well above 40 in all formats. You're keeping wicket at the moment. You can bowl a little bit. So what sort of things can we expect to see? Might we see you bowling a bit, do you think, and a bit of wicket keeping along the way?
Actually, I've always got the wicket keeping gloves and the bowling boots in the bag. Luckily, they're nice and big bags these days. So yeah, like I said, I'm a hard worker. I'll do whatever the team needs me to do. If the team needs me to keep wicket, or if they need a few overs, that's obviously my main job, scoring runs. But I like to contribute in as many ways as possible.
Great. And Pete, just going back to when you were growing up, who were your sporting heroes growing up in any sport?
Yeah, it's growing up. I always liked the way Ricky Ponting went about his business. Probably no coincidence as well. I've been with Kookaburra for almost 14 years now, using the same Kahuna range that he used when he used to play. So yeah, like I said, I really enjoyed the way he went about his cricket, and just the tempo he batted at and how he liked to put bowlers under pressure. So that's something I really looked up to when I was younger.
Right. Which other sports would you say you're most sort of interested in, or you excelled yourself at as a youngster?
Like I said, we sort of did all the sports. Played some rugby, quite a bit of tennis, did some sprinting when I was younger as well. But yeah, obviously rugby is quite big in South Africa. Yeah. I think last time I checked, we still had the World Cup over here with us. So yeah, so no, obviously a big fan of some of the guys. Faf de Klerk went to the same school as we did when we were growing up. Yeah. So it's been fantastic following, and he's done really well in the UK as well. So it's been really nice following his success as he's gone along.
Brilliant. And who've been the biggest influences on your career as you've been, well, throughout, basically?
Yeah, I know it's maybe a bit of a cliche, but probably my mom and dad. They've been the perfect cricketing parents, if I can put it that way. I mean, it's sort of hard to argue with that. They've got three out of their 3 kids play professional cricket, so they've got a decent strike rate. But they always, I mean, my dad was at every game, videotaping us. My mom sit on the side and keep score, so you can see how many balls you faced, how many boundaries you hit. You can watch the videos after to sort of have a little bit of a look at your technique, but never any pressure on us. They treat us the same whether we got 150 or a duck. It was, did you have a good time? Did you give your best effort? And I think that's the perfect way to go about it. So that's probably the biggest influence. And then my wife as well. She's been through me, well, basically my whole career with me. When I lost my contract, had to work my way back, get picked for the pro tiers. And she's also been a very steady influence, and lots of days alone when I'm on tour that she's had to endure, possibly a few more now. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, that's probably without them, I wouldn't be where I am today.
Yeah, no, it sounds like the perfect upbringing. And you just touched on then about when you lost your contract. So you obviously went through a difficult time earlier in your career. How did you get through that?
Yeah, it was trial and error. I was 20, so I mean, I've almost had 2 careers, the way I look at it, where I came out of school, played SA under 19, sort of everything lined up, world at my feet, and then started taking things for granted a little bit. And still scored some runs, but didn't practice as hard or do as much as I possibly could, and ended up losing my contract when I was 23. And that was quite a big shock to the system, because that was all I'd really known after school, was being a professional cricketer. And it took me 4 years to actually get my my contract back, and I learned a lot in those 4 years about hard work, sort of preparing, just being consistent and appreciating what you got. And I think that's definitely held me in good stead in the second part of my career, the way I look at it.
Yeah, yeah, very good. And favourite ground you've played on, Pete?
Yeah, that's pretty easy. I mean, it's difficult to beat Newlands on a beautiful sunny day. As you always take a second as we walk down the steps just to look up at the mountain, and yeah, it looks like a screensaver on a computer. It's unreal sometimes. So I think it's pretty easy. And I actually score quite a lot of runs there, so it's quite a few reasons I'm quite partial to Newlands.
Excellent, good. And most difficult opponent you've ever played against?
Yeah, that England series was probably that whole bowling attack I put down as it was just incredible the way they were between Anderson, Broad, Stokes, Wood. There was just no let up. They just Wokes played in that series as well. It was just you get through one spell and the next guy was on you. And I think it showed in that series where they beat us 3-1. It was very nice to face in terms of you measuring yourself against the best that are out there. So yeah, that was probably the toughest I've been up against.
Right. And who do you think will win the England-India series that's going on at the moment?
Like you have to back India in their home conditions. I think they've had a good start to the third test now, bowling England out quite cheaply. But yeah, you never know. England they've become very good at playing away from home, like they showed in Sri Lanka, the first test in India. So I mean, the smart money says India, but the way England are going at the moment, I don't think you can completely count them out.
No. It's going to be exciting for sure. And if you could go back and watch any sporting event in the history of the world, what would you choose to go and watch?
Sure, that's a good question. It is actually one I watched, but I was quite young and I watched it on TV. Is the 1995 World Cup final in South Africa when we won it for the first time. I remember, I think I was 7 back then, and me and Andre, we were playing rugby amongst ourselves more than we were actually watching the game. But I can remember the emotions and sort of what it meant. So yeah, I reckon they'll be up there to have been present at that.
You're good. And any advice for a young player?
Yeah, I think cricket's quite a difficult one in terms of what you put in isn't always immediately what you get out. But over a period of time, hard work pays off. It's always not bothered me in a sense, but I've struggled with it where you can hit 1,000 balls the one week and you get a good ball or a bad decision and you get a duck on the weekend. And the next week you can be sick or you can be too busy to practice and then you get 100. And it's just the way it works. But over a period of time, over a season, whatever you may call it, it's the people that put in the most work and prepare as well as they possibly can. Their results become more consistent over time and they will reap the rewards, even if it's not immediately. So yeah, I would have liked to have learned that lesson a bit earlier than I did, but rather late than never.
Yeah, I don't think you've done too bad, mate. I wouldn't beat yourself up too much. Final question. What message have you got for Warwickshire fans?
Yeah, like I'm saying, I'm excited to get over there. With COVID and everything, we're trying to work out the best way to get there, but I'm looking forward to being there and just really showing the best side of me. And like I said, putting in the hard work and doing what's ever needed to get the side over the top.
Brilliant. Pete, thank you very much for your time. Really appreciate it. And we look forward to seeing you soon in England.
Fantastic. No, looking forward to it as well. Thanks, Darren.